The month of February brought added excitement for Northeastern hockey fans this past season as two current Huskies, Alina Mueller and Devon Levi, both had a chance to represent their countries at the 2022 Winter Olympics in Beijing. Playing in her third Winter Games, Mueller was recognized as an assistant captain for Team Switzerland and was the latest member of the Northeastern women's hockey team to compete at the Olympic level.
I think the biggest thing with Olympians that separates them from other players is, their attention to detail. Right down to their pregame warm-up routines, to post-game cooling down, the amount of time they spend off the ice, and then even the extra work they put in outside of practice time. So the details are real important, and there's a lot of great hockey players, but what separates the great hockey players and the Olympians are the ones that really have that strong work ethic and pay real strong attention to those details.
For every athlete, going to the Olympics is a huge achievement. And yeah, I was again really proud to be representing Team Switzerland. But this time it was even more special to know that I will also represent this school and the Northeastern Huskies and just everybody involved in it, and also meeting fellow Huskies over there with Campbell Cohen-Schofield, Hayes Kimura, Denisa Krisova, Team Czech, and it was just, a different feeling, and I felt like I represent more than just my country.
Switzerland obviously recognized her value as a leader, and it was her third Olympics, so she's experienced. And just the way she carries herself, she's a born leader, and for her to step into that role, I think it was pretty seamless for her. This year was great. We had a send-off for her, and the team was always constantly checking in, and they were watching the games and really following it closely because she's such an important part of our family, and I think that carries over to her performance in the Olympics. She had a great Olympics and played extremely well, and when you have that support, it's easier to do that.
And it's Alina Mueller that finds Phoebe Stantz in the slot, just pops it over the ROC goaltender with 3 ROC players on her back.
Devon Levi became the first Northeastern men's hockey player in program history to represent his home nation in the Olympics after being named to Team Canada in late January. Following his standout performance at the World Junior Championships in 2021, the experience in Beijing was yet another opportunity to compete on the international stage and play against some of the world's best.
So I got a call from Coach Keefe telling me that I had made the team, and that was probably a month or 2 weeks before that I heard some rumors that I had a shot at going. I was pretty shocked, honestly. It's been a dream since I've been a little kid to go play at the Olympics, and it was crazy how someone just hands you that opportunity. It ends up on a slate right in front of you after a lot of hard work. So I was super pumped when Coach Keefe called me and told me that I'd have the opportunity not only to represent my country, but to do it at the Olympic Games.
Dev's a guy that spends as much time down the rink as any player I've ever seen, and not only does he focus on his goaltending on the ice, but he focuses so much about his preparation off the ice.
Walking out at the opening ceremonies, I've seen it on TV, I've seen some people do it, and I never thought it'd be me, honestly. It was really, really cool to look around and kind of appreciate the moment that this is actually happening. It's not just a dream. I'm not a little boy dreaming anymore. It's real life. So I felt proud to be Canadian. I felt proud of everything that led me there, and I felt appreciative for all the people in my life that have helped me get to that spot. I was kind of overwhelmed with emotion when I was there. So it was a really, really cool feeling.
Since nobody outside the country really was able to come and watch the games, it felt like having family there with Devon. I felt like I had somebody there that I was really close to, and then Devon and I talked a lot. We saw each other a lot in the dining hall, and it was his first time, and I could kind of help him a little and tell him what it is like, and he enjoyed it a lot.
I was far away from home, far away from Boston, so having another Husky there was a really cool feeling. I remember when our country finished the lap at the opening ceremony, I was sitting down and I just couldn't wait for Switzerland to finish their lap so I could see Alina and just share that experience with her.
anytime Alina's in the lineup, it gives the team a spark. But you can tell even our first practice when she was back, I was going to give her an extra day off, and she wanted to skate, and she's like, "Can I come out for practice?" I said, "Sure." And she came out, and all of a sudden the intensity of practice elevates right away.
When Devon came back from the Olympics, he talked about his experience being around some of the older guys that have played in the NHL for 15 years. I think that experience that Devon talked about, it made him a better player, and it made him a lot more confident too when he came back, just being around some of those ex-NHL players. And I thought overall it was a really good experience for him.
And then played away, and Turnbull is off to the races. Short-handed bit, Turnbull shoots, and a big save, Levi! Stones him on the breakaway, and we stay tied at 1.
Just shows how far we've come as a program to see all these players competing in the Olympics, and how hard they've worked, and the time they've put in, and the trust that they put into me and my assistant coaches in helping prepare them for these opportunities. I think it's great to see us back where it was years and years ago. If you look back at the history, when Coach McLeod was here, he had a lot of Olympians and a lot of national team players, and then there was kind of a lull there, and now to build it back up and to see the success of all these athletes on the world stage has been tremendous.
To be invited to play for your country at the World Junior level or the Olympic level, you've got to be a pretty special player. And I think from a program standpoint, they're looking at bringing in players that play on good programs, the winning programs, and that are developing players and have a great culture. So anytime, whether it was Jordan Harris, Sam Colangelo, Devon Levi, Tyler Madden, Caden Primo, those are all guys that had the chance to play in the World Junior tournament, and they're special players.